Well, hi guys, hopefully this finds you very well. My name's Paul, this is Plan Zed. Welcome to my little BOSS GT1000 here, where we've got ToneX in the centre of turn, currently on the Maz patch. We're going to be seeing if we can get a Halo style patches up and running. Now with Halo we've got a few functions we need to dial in. Let's go to manual mode, where I've got my delay in a divide. Just increase the feedback on that a bit. Bit more. Now we've got several different flavors. What we're looking at is, let's just take this. Let's take this, move it all the way to the end of the chain, out the way of everything. So we're not going to hear that, okay? What we're going to hear is our delay. Now inside of the delay block we have direct signal, so I'm going to bring that through. It was in a divide. Okay, so this is what my delay sounds like straight off the bat, okay? Now, here we do have modulation we can add in, but it doesn't give us any stereo separation, which is what we were looking for in our modulation, I think, when we do this. So I'm going to leave the modulation off, and we've got two delays, okay? We're in dual delay. We have series, which is one delay running into another. We have parallel, a bit lumpier, and is both the delays running but not into each other. They're running separately. And then we have left right, where it splits them and they're not running into each other. So we're going to stay in series. We've got dotted eighths. We're running at 120 BPM. So we've got dotted eighths at 375 mil running into quarter note at 500 milliseconds. Now when the toe is all the way up on the expression pedal, the feedback is on 98, and that is the same for both of them at the moment. The high cut, I just want to flag, is 4K on the first delay and wide open on the second delay. The level here is at 20. Now when I bring the expression pedal back, the level will go up and the feedback will come down, and as we go down we end up at a level of 30, back at a feedback of 20. Okay, if I press this button here, the feedback goes to 0, the volume goes to 65, and we go to 125 mil. Give ourselves a bit of slap back. This delay gets muted, goes to 0. Okay, so that's the delay block. What we're going to do is come out of there, go back into it, and we were as we were at the beginning of the session. So now what we've done is in this divide, we've put our delay and we've taken away the dry signal. Let's take away the compressor, the chorus. We've got a distortion block and an EQ. Now we could put a low cut, we could put a high pass filter in here. If I turn this on, we have a low pass filter, then a high pass filter, and I've automatically got that set to 3. So we can get rid of the lows there, but we can here we can do a few things. What I want to do is down here in my EQ for the amp, I'm pushing 800 hertz on a Q of 1 plus 1, and to get some bite, 2K plus 1 plus 1, Q of 1 plus 1. So here in my EQ, we have control over the highs with a high shelf here, which apparently the pedal has. But to get the lows, we have a low cut or high pass filter in the pedal. It's a high pass filter. We can call it a high cut. It's the same thing. So I've put that in here. So let's just so it's got rid of some of the lows. And I've brought the level up. We're going to go 315, I reckon. No, actually, no, stay on 250 for a minute. We can always bring it up. Now here, where I've been pushing down there at 2 and at 8, I'm just taking away 2K on a Q of 2 minus 3, I think that is. Here on a 8 minus 800 Q of 2 minus 3, and then just adjusting the level here to compensate. So I've taken away those frequencies so they won't fight with my lead line. Okay, I think what I might do is just... Yeah, I think that's a bit better. So what we might do now, we've added, we can shape our tone here. Now, sorry, I just want to say with the highs, here, if we boost this, I mean, I've gone crazy there, or cut it, we can make it darker or lighter. And this is how I think. So there, I've got that now at -6. I'm going to leave it at -5 for the moment. So then what I wanted to do was add some stereo spread. So in this patch, we've added a chorus. And here we can shape the tone even further. We've got control over the depth, the rate. So just pulled that rate down to 45. Brought my feedback up, and we can just leave that hanging there for a minute. So we've got the depth. We're in the chorus block, stereo 2, rate 45, depth 50. The pre-delay is as it comes factory at 4.0 milliseconds. Got the level here at 75. We're in sine. I've got a low cut going on and a high cut at 4K. Now, the low cut at 400, just so we're clear of the 400 area. Here I've got the direct level at 50, trying to pull it out the way of the lead line, okay? Now, if I was to add distortion to that, I've got a couple of ways to go about it. Let's just pull that back a touch. Got very loud then all of a sudden, and that's because when our feedback is going, it's building up frequencies all the time, and frequencies is volume, okay? So what we need at the end of the chain here, I'm going to talk to you about distortion in a minute because I've got a couple of different ways of doing this. So here, we're going to have a compression in the block. So I'm using 3 compressions in the block. I've got one at the front of the chain here, I can turn that one on and off as a pedal. And then down here, we've got a mastering compressor. But in this divide, the pedal itself has compression in there. And I believe it will be set something along the lines of this. Going about 40 on the sustain, have the attack really strong. What I'm going to do is put the feedback up. Got the level at 50. Tone here, we can shape things if we want. We've got a ratio of 6:1, so we're compressing quite hard when it happens. you to note here, we're not really compressing at the moment. What we're going to do is put on this distortion. Okay, so things are getting a bit hotter. You can see a dot has appeared there. We've got another dot. So it's suppressing a bit more. As we play more into the delay, it's all building up. Now I've put the high pass and or the EQ before the delay, so we have less frequencies that we don't want in the delay, if that makes sense. Now then, you can see we're up to about 3, 4 on the dots here for the compressor. Now, that's keeping everything nice and sustained. Let's just take that off. Whoa, we get a bit louder and we would get lost. And this is keeping things nice and suppressed. So it's really helping when things get loud. But if I pull the heel back, you can see it's not really working, which is great, just where I want it. Now we can, at any point while we've got our expression pedal up or down, we can press this button and it will take us to the, if you remember, the slap back. Let's try a bit more dirt on the amp. Let's give ourselves maybe a clean boost. Okay, so we started out. Let's go to, this is the Maz with a compressor. And now we've got one of the Dumbles. Now at any point here, while I've got that delay on slap back, I can still extend it. Just going to put on some plate reverb down here. We've got a plate reverb in each of these patches where this is unchanged, but it does have expression pedal controlling the amount of time we get. We've got the tone up at 10, density up on 10, the level on 5. Pre-delay on 120, low cut at 630, high cut at 1K, but then we're boosting the lows and high damp, plus 25, a little bit of mods. And because we're using this on its own, we're using the dry signal through. Disengage now from the delays, and that will just stay held there if I leave my expression pedal up. We've got some verbs on. Bringing the delays back in. Just pull back the toe a touch. Going to go to a lighter amp. That's nice. Now with the distortion, I've only used the natural OD. I've only got drive on 60, tone 0, level 30. The level will be lower after the amp, remember. Now here I've got 50 of the dry mix coming through, and I've left the bottom alone. Okay, so and that just comes on. Okay, so now we've got that patch. What I'm going to do, I can't remember if I made any changes there. And if I did, let's take that off. let's just save it. Yeah, let's check that. Okay. So now what we're going to do is go to... it's exactly the same patch next door, but it's changed to a dual chorus. Just while we're here, all I'm going to do is I'm going to take this rate down to 45. And I might leave this one at 50. And I'm just going to save that. And go to the next patch. Now, I didn't put the distortion on in the last one, but it's the same story as the first patch. In this one, I'm using a different chorus and therefore have a different type of distortion we can use. So I'm not using a distortion block here, everything else is the same. The chorus here is the CE1. We've got the rate on 50, let's bring that down. Just to touch the 45. Depth on 50, got the effect level on 100. Now here, when I pressed for the distortion block, rather than that, I've assigned the preamp to come on. Before we turn that on, direct mix through at 100, okay? Now this one is... oh yeah. I might even want to pull that back more. And let it burn up more. Because it will build up on us. As we increase the feedback. That's nice. Okay. So I'm just gonna save that one as it is. Now the last one, oh, there's actually two more. So we've got the CE1 chorus and then we've got the CE1 vibrato. Which is very similar. Nice, we even get a bit of feedback there. So that works really nice. I like that. What we're going to do is just and save that. Ooh, before I do, just remember to turn off the reverb, man. So save that one. Now the next one presents me a problem. I've got to make a choice. I've got two drives down here. Now to add distortion into this one, because previously I was using a chorus block and now I'm using an effects block on its own here to get the prime chorus. let's pull this rate back again. Might want to look at that bell. Let's leave that. That's nice. But I have no distortion to put into it just yet. Let's bring that back up. Where's that wetness? So in the next video, what I'm going to do, I'm going to get one of these distortion blocks into here as one patch, and another version will be just to simply take all of everything that's after this last EQ after the amp, so everything from there to the compressor, take all of this and stick it between this sub out and the cabinet here in GT1000, turn the patch into effects 4, and I'll get another effects block and retain my stereo spread, and I can stick another distortion block in there. So I'm going to cover that in the next video. We're going to dial in this patch in a couple of different ways and then explore this further, because we'll then have other effects, because we've got lots of different modulations in here to play with, to try with this idea of, it's nice being able to freeze things. Hope you enjoyed that session. I think I've gone on too long, but I'm going to share it with you anyway. Take care. Bye-bye.